Hey, and welcome back to my Stardew Valley min-max guide for the 1.4 update. Today we're going to go through days 5 and 6 of spring. First we're going to sit through a cutscene where I choose to adopt the cat that Marnie brings over, and I name him after my real cat, Bruce Taco. I think you guys met him in the first episode of this series. I didn't name him Bruce Taco. I think his first owner, his name was Bruce, and then his second owner added the taco. So we just kept it. I also don't know how old he is, but if I had to guess, he's probably about 6 years old. Anyway, let's get back to the run right now. I brought 50 wood to craft a chest, and this is going to be our first dive into the mines. So the idea here is to get down to, we want to get down as far as possible, and we want to get down to a floor that's a multiple of 5, right? Because that's where the elevator shafts are, and it essentially saves your progress. So, you know, if you were to go back up the ladder on floor 4, floor 9, then you have to restart those floors to the last elevator shaft. So we're down to level 5 pretty quickly. I'm not sure if the Adventurers Guild quest is triggered yet. Basically, it's a quest where you have to kill 10 green slimes, and you won't unlock the Adventurers Guild until you do that. Anytime I see one of those crabs, I'm going to take it out to try and get a crab drop. That's one of the lucky things we need for the crab pot bundle to happen. And something I didn't mention, I don't know if you noticed it. I didn't notice it yesterday, but it did happen on the 4th day. I lost my green bean that I bought. I never saw a crow, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but that's okay. We see we get the crab drop, so that's some good luck. We get down to floor 10, we get the upgraded boots, and it's time to leave because we have a lot of other things to do. We need to do some shopping at Pierre's, we need to head over to Clint's, we also need to trigger the community center cutscene. But all of that money that we got from fishing the other days will help right now, because what we're going to do is buy a bunch of kale. Kale is great because we're trying to level up to farming level 6 as quickly as possible. And kale only takes 6 days to grow, and you get 17 experience per kale. So while something like cauliflower, you get 23 experience, it takes 12 days to grow. So we're looking for the fastest, growth to experience, and kale's going to fit that. If we do a couple rounds of kale, we should be able to get to level 6 very quickly. I went back to the bus stop and then back in to trigger the cutscene. And what you're going to do with this cutscene is not skip it. You want to watch it all the way through. And the reason is because you will be left back where you originally entered if you don't watch it all the way through. And that matters because there's a little glowing tablet you can barely see off the bottom left side of the screen. And you need to interact with that because that triggers a letter from Rasmodius, the wizard. The wizard, guys. And that letter will direct you to reach out to him in his tower, and he'll tell you about the Junimos, and you can actually begin to finish the bundles for the community center. So next up on our stop is going to be Clint. We do not have enough copper yet for 5 bars. We need 25 copper total. And we also need enough coal to smelt that. And here's the start of something very important in the run. And whenever it's not happening, usually I'm doing something wrong. And it's kind of the golden rule. It's the always be smelting rule. So you'll see me over the next few days. I will bring the furnace with me, and while I'm doing other things, I'll smelt in the meantime. Later on, when we do Skull Cavern runs, definitely want to keep the furnaces going in the morning before you leave. There's several reasons, right? We have limited time to get these copper bars done. It's already 2 p.m. and we need to drop the copper pickaxe off to Clint. Luckily, I believe he leaves at, or the shop closes at 4 on Fridays, but he stands behind the counter for a little bit longer than that. So as long as you're in the shop, you're good to still interact with him. And I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I kind of plan these days out ahead of time. And if I forget an item or kind of work the day the wrong way, I'll just scrap the day and reset. Meaning I won't play through, so it won't save. That matters because I think on this run, I went to Clint, and as soon as I still had things to buy, and I dropped off the copper pickaxe. So I don't know if you're realizing what happens there, but what that means is you can't buy anything from Clint once he's working on the pickaxe. So yeah, if you need to go and buy stuff from Clint, and you're also dropping off a tool, always buy the stuff first before you drop the tool off. Okay, it's 4:40. Heading back to the farm. The flarm. We go into the flarm. I will need a scarecrow sooner rather than later. We'll go ahead and plant the rest of these. Green bean goes back exactly where it was. It's where it belongs. I'm kind of in a weird spot here. I have the coal and iron ore I need for the next steel pickaxe upgrade in a couple days, so I will have enough time to smelt all of that. I'll probably need to get ahead of smelting the gold bars for the third upgrade as well. But I don't necessarily have enough time to go further in the mines today. I also need money for the upgrades. So the best thing to do here is go up to the mountain lake and add a furnace, start smelting, and finish the day off with some fishing. I need to see on the next cast whether I'm hitting those bubbles or not. It doesn't look like I am. If they were one tile above, I believe I would be. Right? I'm not seeing the little sparkle. And what you're really hoping here for here is more largemouth bass. They're definitely the biggest sellers from the mountain lake. Chubs are nice too, just for the energy. Followed by bullheads as far as the value, and then carps are what you don't want. I mean, carps are garbage. Like sometimes you can not move the bar at all, and they just stay so low. You just catch them. Some more copper in that. That's good. I'm not sure what I'm deciding to do right here. But it looks like I will head back with the fish that I caught. And if I'm leaving the smelting materials here, that means I'll have to come back and get them. Some last minute bubbles are always good. Okay, so level 1 farming. We can now craft that scarecrow I need, and hopefully the crows haven't taken my second green bean, which they haven't, so that's good. I think those couple parsnips are just for some extra energy. I did get a cookie in the mail. We can either sell that or use that for energy. Either one works. And if you saw the weird colored letter, that's the one from the wizard stating to, hey, swing by and tell you about the Junimos. So we have some bubbles at one of the better spots. I am hitting them on this side, so that's good. And a largemouth bass right off the bat is even better. But yeah, there's really not much else to say about the fishing. We've kind of caught every single fish from each area already. I mean, aside from the ones that are time or weather dependent. And it's kind of a rinse and repeat. It does get a little repetitive. I suppose the Skull Cavern runs can end up being a little repetitive too, but there's just so many more variables as far as what the floor looks like, whether you're getting ore or not, the luck of the day, what kind of enemies are spawning. So those tend to be a lot more interesting. Try not to miss anything. We are probably going to have to start smelting the gold soon. We'll drop off the iron or the steel pickaxe tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 days from then until to get enough gold bars and money to get the gold pickaxe. That should align nicely with a couple days where I don't need to do any mining. And then we really want the pickaxe to be ready for the Skull Cavern. I guess one more important aspect of doing all of this fishing is we need level 10 fishing. I want to get that sooner rather than later because I want to catch the legendary fish. It spawns up here at the mountain lake, and it's really hard to catch. But also, as long as you are able to catch it, I think you'll get something like gold quality, and it's worth 11,000. So on a rainy day, that should outpace any sort of catfishing that you're doing. And it'll make my life a lot easier during this run. Some other things I could have considered. I saw I have 13 rice shoots currently. I've had some mixed seeds that I haven't planted. And I always give myself a little leeway with the farming experience. So I plant more than I actually need. And if I actually sat down and did the math on, what kind of seeds I had for the mixed seeds, how many rice shoots I have, and planted all of that early, I think I could have been a little more effective with what I plant. I mean, losing the green bean the first time isn't ideal either, having to rebuy that, but that's something I forgot about. Abigail is playing, does she play the flute? I can't remember. I should know because I married her in one of my playthroughs. Diamond is awesome. And more rice shoots, sweet. That's great. I mean, we currently need gold ore. So, getting 4 gold ore. It's not very realistic to expect to fish out all of the gold ore that you need before smelting for the pickaxe. But as many as possible will just give you a head start as far as how much money you need to buy the rest of the ore from Clint. I think I end up ignoring some of these artifacts that I get and maybe even throwing them away or selling them. Sometimes that's not always the best thing to do because I will eventually need, I think, 45 or 60. 45 or 60 items donated to Gunther to get the key that unlocks the sewers. And I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but I will only need the agriculturalist perk for so long in order to get what that does is it speeds up crop growth by 10%. But I only need it long enough to get 3 batches of starfruit done in a single season in summer. And then after that, we need to keg the starfruit to make starfruit wine. And so we'll need the artisan perk to sell that wine for an increased profit. One more gold ore and we could be smelting another one, but that's okay. So I know I'm going to be taking my furnace with me. And looking ahead, I do like to place the furnace at the top of the mines and kind of every 5 levels smelt, whatever I need in the meantime. 11:30 and our loadout is looking pretty good. We actually have to leave behind a good amount of stuff. Gonna sell the haul. Kind of regretting selling that diamond, but that's okay. I never watered these. Didn't realize it. That explains the coming back early. And finishing up with a little bit of wood chopping. So I do end up selling some chubs. I think I'm worried about how much I need. But there we go, level 8 fishing. So we get another 10,480 off of that haul. Okay, so that's it for this one. Next time we can look forward to some smelting, knock out some more fishing, and maybe we can find some time for the mines as soon as we get our upgraded pickaxe back. So thanks for watching.